Com to learn more.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. Might save you thousands, no matter what brand. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes. Is your furnace operating like you think it should? Find out with a service check now from the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough system check to make sure you're good to go this winter. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchanger checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. We do whatever it takes.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome in to the Ahman Green Show, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown. 98 yards and a Lambeau leap.
Here is your host, Ahman Green.
What's up, Harrison? How you doing? Welcome to the Ahman Green Show. This is your host, Ahman Green. Got my man Harrison on the ones and twos. So what is good, sir, in Lincoln, Nebraska?
Doing good. Still a little disgruntled over last night's basketball game for the men's team. Just a few ways to go about that. Definitely the guys had a chance to go ahead and win it on their own. You can argue the refs didn't help. There's plenty of storylines in that game. I think both are a little at fault there. Wasn't happy with the refs, but definitely wasn't necessarily happy with the offensive rebounding either. But nonetheless, if you guys ever want to join the show, 402-464-5685. Ahman Green, how's it going with you?
Man, doing good here. I'm sitting in Las Vegas and just right now, just taking it easy. Not much going on, but over the weekend was a great experience. I was a part of an event called Gamer Fest that was produced by Rally Cry and in the venue of the Luxor Hotel HyperX Esports Arena, and watched some high school players compete in Madden competition, and they got some jewelry. The winner got a nice fat little ring similar to what Pat Mahomes and Brock Purdy are fighting for this Sunday there. So they got a nice little championship ring for the winner. There was his name was Ashton, and he's a senior, so he's on my list of players to keep on my list for. He's on my list of players to recruit. So we talking a little bit Madden and everything. And then the great thing about the trip was my students that was able to tag along. So we had a couple students from the esports club and club teams. Jaden, that is the team manager for the Call of Duty, and Z, who is the president and helps out with League of Legends a little bit. And so they got to see an experience behind the scenes of production of a big production event. So the cameras, the studios, the mic check, and all that fun stuff they got to go through yesterday. And so they're headed back to Nebraska now. But the whole thing is to get here, recruit, let it be known that we're trying to, recruit esports players from all over the country. So even the West Coast, but then for the students here that was with me, and also Abby Heyman was my grad assistant for the Intro to Sports Media class that I had back in fall semester. She was able to stick along and get some, full experience and everywhere and elsewhere too for herself. And then my daughter, one of my daughters, I have four of them. One of them was able to tag along too to help out with content creation, taking photos and videos of us and and create new memories basically, and get some experience for herself. Well, so it was a full weekend for everyone, including myself. And I'm gonna stick around Vegas for a few more days to catch some events. I'm doing a women's football camp on Thursday, and can't wait to do that. I'm doing that with Jen Walter, the first NFL female coach that was hired by Bruce Aaron, his coaching staff, when he was a head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. So it's a camp put on by her, and there's going to be a lot of young women that want to learn how to play football. So I'm super excited about that on Thursday afternoon. So that's my day so far, and then that's later in the week for me here, Harrison. So as always, a lot of stuff that I'm doing.
Yeah, it sounds like you got a lot on your plate though, but Vegas should be a good time. And talking about getting some of your team used to the lights, Vegas is probably the best way to do it. Lots of distraction, side you can lose your focus on. But nonetheless, what else do you got planned down here in Vegas? Is there anything you're really looking forward to? Because I mean, you're in really just the sweet spot to be if you're a sports fan.
Yeah, I mean, just to participate, there's a lot of NFL alumni events going on. Actually, that event was sponsored by the NFL alumni, and the big goal for the NFL Alumni Association is to reach out to kids. And so every program, from football camps to educational learning symposiums or panels, that's what the NFL alumni players try to do. And really across all sports, NFL, Major League Baseball, basketball associations, they try to reach out to the youth, because the youth is going to, some of those players or some of those that youth will be eventually NBA, Major League Baseball, football players. So always reaching back and giving, I say, a good reach out to the communities that they live in or that they reside in now, because obviously we just got NFL here in Vegas. We just got the WNBA here, and maybe the NBA will soon put an NBA team here in Las Vegas. So 2 pro teams or 2 pro leagues are here now, or actually 3, hockey as well. Almost forgot about the Golden Knights. So having that, and where they got to, have that, I say that nonprofit drive inside of them to help out the youth of Las Vegas, so they could show them, hey, look, if you want to be a basketball player, a women's basketball player, NFL player, a hockey player, you still, this is the way you do it. And with the NFL alumni sponsoring this event, along with some other great programs. One of my former teammates for the Houston Texans, Marlon Greenwood, he was here. He's a president chapter of the NFL alumni chapter that's here in Las Vegas. So seeing him for I haven't seen him since 2008. So seeing him was great, and that he's the president and doing events that, like I said, it's all for a good cause, helping young kids, young adults to find out, if they want to go into certain jobs and stuff like that. And it was all about esports at the HyperX Arena. So we had a high school program that was here on the West Coast that promotes everything about esports, and then also teaches, like I teach in my class, all the job opportunities that's available, not just in esports, but in the technological industry that's out there in the world. And so working with computers, working with technology, working with drones or whatever, just telling the kids and the parents that were in there in person, that it's just more than your son or daughter being a great video game player. This is what they're going to also learn on top of that, just like the skills I learned being a traditional sport athlete, that I had working skills that can transfer over to the workplace. I had drive, determination, and accountability, and understanding that I got to learn things on my own sometime, and just kick and drive and do it and get it done, and then ask questions later. And but make sure I understand that it's part of a greater whole, and sometimes a teamwork, and know how to and know how to be on the team and make that work.
Yeah, and kind of talking about that, I was noticing over the weekend, I was looking through some of the Nebraska esports stuff on social media, and the production quality I've noticed is getting really, really good. Competitive play as well. You guys have been picking it up in terms of competitive actual esports play as well. What do you think is doing right now for your team? I mean, you guys, production-wise and just competitively, it seems like esports, the program, is really exciting.
I'll start with the production. So shout out to a few of the members there, Liv and Michael. They have been crushing it. They're looking like what Husker Vision is doing when they do production. So they put a nice little montage of all our games competing, and just saying, hey, this is Nebraska esports. This is what we're about. And I just saw it, actually, Z, the president, when she was here over the weekend, she showed me on Saturday when they got here. And I'm like, I always watch it. I always go there and I like it. And they just posted it. So I just missed that, but she sent me the link. And so if you go to YouTube, you type in Nebraska esports, you could go to their channel and subscribe there for sure. And then watch the new video. That's pretty much like any video, kind of like what football is putting out right now, or all the sports do, but I say football in particular because you got spring ball right around the corner, and so they're amping up their training right now. So all the guys for the football team are back on campus for classes, obviously, but they're hitting the weight room hard to get ready for spring ball, obviously get their bodies back in shape, coming off of injuries for any other players. And you see the videos of them kind of building that camaraderie, in the weight room, in the Hawks Center, working out, pushing sleds and all that. And that video for us is basically hitting the same notes. Is that camaraderie of us playing and winning and competing and having a good time, but also growing together as a team. And like I said, Liv and Mike, and it's a few other people that I know I'm missing names, that it's a team. It's like 4 or 5 of the students here at Lincoln of the Nebraska Esports program. They do our clips after the games. We send them in, they chop them up, put some music to it, dress it up as you saw, Harrison, and everybody else can go on YouTube and see, and it looks fantastic. So I'm super excited at how things are going there. We're going to eventually, I say at the start of March, we're going to do our second media day, where we got our jerseys and our hoodies are in now too. And we're going to obviously get some video, get some B-roll, and another video is going to be coming out for our hoodies and jerseys. And obviously we could use all this for recruiting, send this out to the players that are definitely interested. And the next couple of weeks, I'll be offering some players some of our scholarships that we have. So I'm super excited. I've been talking to them. So I'm getting them ready, talking to their parents and getting them ready for all that, because then they have to send us photos, whatever they want to share of what that's going to be put out there on social media when another video is made of what recruits we have coming in for 2024, 2025. So it's a lot going on. Like staying busy constantly and stuff like that. So
yeah, definitely staying busy, and it's good. I definitely recommend checking it out, because you're talking about those videos they're putting together, and it's cool. They'll get the actual conversations, the actual call between the teammates, and they'll plug that audio in there as well, so you can kind of hear like the live moments of what it was if they're winning that match as they're putting together those highlight reels. So definitely give them a follow. Do a lot of great work there, and as I said before, it's just feels like it's exponentially, it just keeps getting better. So really impressed there.
Yeah.
And then competitively as well, seems like you guys are really playing some of the better that you have all season. But with that being said, yeah, go ahead. It looks like
I just want to add, real quick. I know one game I watched in particular last week when I was in Orlando for the Pro Bowl event that I did there. I caught the Rocket League game, and it might have been a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, but either way, I caught.
You turned that around, right? Weren't you struggling earlier on in the season? I remember.
Yeah, it was because it was a young team, and they got things together. And the last couple of weeks, I say 3 weeks, they didn't won. They beat Purdue or Northwestern by double digits in a soccer match. Like they beat them like 11-4 and 12-6. And I was like, what? Or
yeah,
12
if you're not familiar, they're typically like a soccer match score. You're not.
Yeah, it's Rocket League with cars, but a soccer match still, when you get into double digits of scoring, that's impressive. So, that means the other team obviously has to get a little bit more work in, but we have obviously put the work in. All the players, even on one of my freshmen that I brought in, Travis, and he's on scholarship, and he hasn't played a whole lot, but he said he's working towards that, and he's been shoutcasting, doing a lot of casting for the team to support it. Whatever role or whatever he can do right now until he gets on the starting roster, he's going to do it, because obviously he's dedicated. So just talking to him and having that attitude, Caleb. So Caleb having that attitude just sounds, to hear that saying, look, I'm not there yet, but I'm working hard now, I'm casting. It just gives me that's what I want to hear, because players saying that, I know they have the buy-in. They know they got to put the work in to be a starter. And then it just, that type of attitude will spread around. I want that attitude to spread around the esports program for every player, so they can understand that, you put in the hard work, you will be rewarded, in the end, and by being a starter and then contributing to the team in any way you can.
Yeah, and that's the culture, the winning culture that you find anyone trying to build, right? You got to work to get that kind of goal if you want to make that progress. But with that being said, when it comes to Nebraska esports, you guys are kind of in that sweet spot. What's the next step? Is it consistency? Is it winning a really big tournament? What is that next big step that you want to see for your program?
I say the consistency of winning, because not only Rocket League, we got Call of Duty. We're playing in 2 different leagues as well. We're not in the back.
Has Call of Duty started up? Like
Call of Duty started up, and they're doing fantastic. They are ranked, I think, somewhere in all the open like competitors, challengers league, and all that. That's like the actual pro league of Call of Duty. They're like ranked very high, like, and I'll say top 10 or top 15 or something like that.
So they're already, that league came out and you guys were just off and running already.
Off and running. We qualified for I believe it's the CEL. I know if Clone is listening or Jaden is listening, he already landed in Lincoln. He could chime in here on the chat and actually say, because he told me yesterday, but I had so much going on yesterday. My brain was processing for about 8 hours that I did the shoutcasting. I actually competed in it as well and just lost by 3 points right at the end of the game in a game of Madden. But Call of Duty's doing well. Overwatch is doing well. We've had a bye. We had a bye week last week, but we had our game. We supposed to have a game tonight, but it got postponed to tomorrow. So we play tomorrow. I believe we're playing against Rutgers. And so the last few weeks of all of esports, the only team I think might have took a loss last week was Valorant, but Rocket League won, Smash Brothers, I'm pretty sure they won, and then Overwatch won last week as well. So, or the week before last. And so I say we're in the incline. We're inclining up right now. We want to keep that trend for us. Like I said, the start of March, we're going to do our media day where we take pictures of all the varsity and JV players. Some will have their jerseys, some will not. That's okay. We'll just get, as we get more funding, we'll be able to raise the capital to get more jerseys for everybody that's on those rosters. But in the end of the day, make sure we all get the media day down under our belts. And then we have some tournaments that we're going to be planning on our own, obviously, to start fundraising for the esports program. And so we could do things like travel and have apparel and have whatever we need at, when you have funds, we need to go buy something, you could go do it. And you don't have to really fill out for the grants and all that. So we got that going on where everybody is just like, all hands on deck right now. It sounds good when we have conversations in the Discord, or I see conversations going on in Discord. It's all about moving forward, getting more clips out, getting practice done. I mean, I remember one night I looked in the Discord, I think it was either last Thursday or Friday, and I saw almost every team in a chat talking, practicing. Awesome. And I was like, I love that. So what I did that night, I just kind of bounced around. I went to Valorant's chat. Hey guys, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, nothing, coach. We're just getting a couple things in here. Then I bounced out of that, went to Overwatch, talked with them for a little bit. Then I bounced to League of Legends, and then I bounced to Call of Duty. And it was just like a coach's dream to go in and hear, often working, and they're grinding it out. And on top of that, being college students, so they're well-rounded right now. And this is stuff that I told them to do. You're gonna be a college student, and you're gonna be an esports athlete. It's not an easy task, but if you're driven through work and ambition and passion about it, it's going to be a lot easier than you think.
Yeah, and that's what's been impressive about it. As I think, we've talked at the beginning of the year as the esports started up, and it was kind of the feeling of we just need some development. There's some competitions that we're really struggling in. And I think it would have been fair to say most people would expect like a year 2 jump, but it's been mid-season. They're really picking up together fast. And with that development, you feel pretty good there. And then when it comes to recruiting, obviously you still want to get great athletes in there. What does your scholarship numbers look like? How many athletes can you bring in a year for your roster?
So I could bring 10 a year right now, and then partial scholarships. And so right now I have 5 that are definitely going to sign here between now and next week, the end of next week. And so get on the phone with them, or get on the Discord with them, or Zoom, talk with the parents and kind of make the announcement to them, and then ask for some of the social media stuff that we're going to need. You send me your best photo, and then I know everything else about you. What game you're playing and your role. If it's a Valorant player, they play with Killjoy, or if it's an Overwatch player and they play tank with Reinhardt or something like that. So I could give that to the social media team. They can kind of dress it up. Have their picture with the Reinhardt or with the Killjoy and their picture. So we're trying to kind of blow the top off this thing, just like Husker Vision, and be in the same neighborhood as them when you see our post of our recruits coming in. So we have 10 every year, and those partial scholarships are $12,000, for the whole year for in-state players. If you're out of state, it's $24,000. So it's a nice little chip of money. And so after that, I say my goal after that is to reach for the full ride eventually down the line here. But myself, Z, the president, and some of the other students, we're already planning. We got some ideas about doing some fundraisers, and I kind of nudged Rebecca Pearson a little bit and said, hey, let's do a golf event for esports. It's not my favorite thing to do in terms of playing golf, but I understand why golf tournaments have a big turnout. And so we're going to plan one of those for the summer, so we could definitely bring home a big fundraiser for the Nebraska esports program, because obviously it'd be outside of not having a facility, the other thing that we really truly need, and that's one of my goals to get, is a big nice budget so we could do a lot of things that the kids will do. And the biggest thing is travel. Between travel and having their own apparel, having a jersey to claim as their own, having hoodies, having backpacks, they looked at it as something they earn, especially when they're on varsity and JV, and just being in the club, having that to say, hey, I earned this because I'm in the club, or I earned this because I'm on JV and I was a part of the fundraiser. I helped fundraise whatever capital that we can do. Then that kind of gives the kids a stamp of approval and a stamp of confidence. Like, hey, we helped this program by doing this fundraiser, and we want to keep it rolling too. So, once things, other recruits come in, that we know we have a program that's going to be self-sustaining and keep moving on by itself.
Yep, and I might be jumping the gun on this because I know you're just talking about getting that apparel. But I've said it before. I love your guys' esports logo. I thought they nailed it on the logo design. Is any of that stuff going to be available to fans if they maybe got a player or even just an esports hoodie? It's like, you know what? I want to support the team. Can I pick it up? Or is that still down the road a little bit?
It'll be down the road, not far. Okay. So once I get things settled in terms of our understanding where I could get a jersey ordered really quick for a player, my next task is then to make sure things are available for fans and for people that want to support the program, because obviously that selling that apparel is a fundraiser in itself.
Yeah.
And the more fans that want to buy our hoodies, our jerseys, backpacks, things of that nature, maybe mouse pad with our logo on it, stuff like that, then that'll help us stay afloat and get us where we can do a lot of events and do things like travel out of town, out of state to bigger esports events. Because we've been invited to things. We had to pass on a Chicago Overwatch event, actually Overwatch, Smash, Valorant, and Rocket League tournament, but this funding wasn't there at the time. But now I told the TO, the tournament organizers, hey, don't please invite us next year. They actually invited us because they saw the talent, they heard about our competition and how really good our teams are, and so we just declined it just because of financial reasons now. But I said my goal is to have a budget to where we could travel, and that'll be the first destination for us to hit the Chicago tournament that we were invited to, and it was one in Milwaukee as well.
Absolutely. I'll be sure to be ordering one because I always love those. I know the Nebraska team does it. Once they get that apparel set up, it's just like a great way to go ahead and support someone. You get the gear with them, it's going to them, and then you get a sweet hoodie or jersey out of it as well. But nonetheless, we do got to go ahead and throw it to break here. This is the Ahman Green Show. I'm Harrison back here at the studio. Ahman Green streaming in down there in Vegas. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after the break.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
24/7 threat monitoring, expert tech support, streamlined communications. Allo has a solution for that. Protect your business with Allo Business. Comprehensive firewall security, Microsoft Teams voice-integrated communications, cybersecurity and IT support managed by experts. From productivity to peace of mind, Allo has a solution for that. Allo means business. Protect your business by visiting allofiber.com/business.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Wednesday, February 7th versus the Vegas Thrill at the CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 6 p.m. with first serve at 7. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
People always ask, what are Jake and Sip like when they're off the air? Well, the answer probably won't surprise you.
Hey, Jake, your Honda's looking a little dirty.
Says the guy whose license plate is barely visible.
I mean, do you even care about that thing anymore?
It gets a little uncomfortable. Now, that's when I jump in.
Hey, whoa. Mark, did you get a new car?
Nope, just took my car down to Nebraska Auto Detail. Joe and the staff made the outside and the inside look amazing. Maybe you guys need to go.
Okay, wise guy.
Settle down, Jake.
Book your appointment today at NebraskaAutoDetail.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top-shelf liquor to crowd-favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Junior Achievement at Lincoln inspires and prepares today's young dreamers to be tomorrow's goal breakers, leaders, and things we haven't even imagined yet. Help more kids while having a great time at the JA Bowl-a-thon. Sign your team up and raise money to ensure the educational programs focused on financial literacy, career readiness, and entrepreneurship are always free to thousands of students. The JA Bowl-a-thon is February 16th and 17th at Parkway Lanes and Hollywood Bowl. Register at lincoln.ja.org.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Doors Plus.
All right, welcome back into the Ahman Green Show. I am Harrison Arns back here at the 1040 Ticket Studios. We got the hosts, as always, Ahman Green streaming in from Vegas. The Super Bowl not too far away. Ahman, before we get to the Super Bowl, though, I haven't had a chance to talk to you about the Lions or Ravens yet. Two tough losses for both fan bases. Yeah. Which loss do you think is worse? Let's just start there.
I would definitely have to say the Ravens. That's because it's been something of a storyline for like 5 years since Lamar Jackson's kind of took over.
Yeah.
Not kind of, but took over as the the quarterback for that team. So really his career has been that. And then really since the time they started going to the playoffs, and the first conversation was, are they going to make it out of the first round? Because he was only 1-3. Mm-hmm. And so he answered that question. They won, right? So then They win the game. They win the one game, get to the AFC Championship game, and then they lose it. And in the loss fashion, the way they lost the game, right? Play calling, mistakes, Lamar not being himself, making in terms of the plays that happened, interception, not running or passing the ball in certain situations, from not even judging him, but also the offensive coordinator, the play calling there. So I say that one for those reasons probably hit the hardest. And what he went through in the offseason, all that was drama that was created, one, by the media, but two, it was kind of the team itself. They were taking their time signing a quarterback that should have been signed right away to the contract that he eventually got. So all that just what I think was why that one will weigh heavy on Baltimore fans and the players more than the Detroit Lions fans. Like, yeah, it's been a long time, right? They never won a Super Bowl, never been to a Super Bowl. They got close, but now it's like they've won so much in the last 4 years that all that, but 50, 60 years that has gone by of being the bottom lickers of the NFC, bottom lickers of the NFL, stuff like that is now, like, for me as a fan, like if I was just being a fan of sport, but understanding, like, put myself in a Detroit Lions fan shoe, I would be like, you know what? I'm good. Like, hey, they went to the NFC Championship game. They only lost by 3 points. They made some mistakes there, but they're all fixable. It wasn't like, oh my God, mistakes. So from that standpoint, I'm like, you know what? I'm happy about 2024, 2025 coming up, because they're going to have a lot of players coming back, a lot of young players that have been playing good since they got there. I'm around St. Brown, for one, in particular, Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back from Alabama, and they got Montgomery. I'm still amazed how they got Montgomery from Chicago. When
he's such a good back.
Man, it's
cheap contract too. They're not paying him a ton of money.
Between that and then he gives those defenses something to adjust to, because they see Gibbs, he's a slasher, he's young, he's a little bit faster, and then you get Montgomery, who's a banger. Like, he'll go in the middle and just beat your linebackers up, tenderize them, and then Jahmyr gets back in and they so beat up, he runs right around them. So having that combination, that 1-2 punch of them two in the backfield, along with the receivers that they have, the kid from the tight end Porta from Iowa, along with Ahman Ra. So at least he has Jared Goff, the offensive line, Jahmyr Gibbs all them time to throw the ball or throw and run the ball. But Goff has at least two weapons he knows he could get the ball to, Porta or Ahman Ra St. Brown. You saw him; those are his go-to guys. And then somebody's going to come out of the fray in terms of that other second or third receiver, because you need it. You need sometimes to take that attention off of Ahman Ra or off of Porta to make sure they won't just focus and they'll target those guys because they know Goff wants to go there. And so one or two other guys could step up too for next season and continue, because I see them again. They're going to be on top of the NFC North, and obviously it's going to be a fun thing because now the Packers are where they are, right? They were a team that wasn't even talked about for playoffs. Then the last 2 months was like, wait a minute. And they made it to the divisional round against the 49ers, right? So it was just like, man. So the NFC North is going to be fun in 2024. I'm super excited about that.
Yep, and the Vikings can't ever really count out. You're not super optimistic about them, but the Bears, you just don't know what the Bears are going to be. They're
going to shoot them. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot, though. I'm in here and I caught a little bit of, doing my job, doing some research, a little bit of the draft and looking at quarterbacks, and I'm hearing this conversation of bringing in Caleb Williams over Josh Fields or Justin Fields, and I'm like, see, they're gonna do it again. They're gonna shoot themselves in the foot.
I think that's what's gonna happen. There's a number. I can't
self-inflicted wounds.
Number, but man, it just depends what everyone's offering you. They have so many options. The worst thing they can do is just fall flat on their face, which is a real possibility. We saw the Panthers do that, and that's the boat they're in now. So it's when you have all this opportunity, it's very crucial they don't mess it up. I wouldn't be surprised. But in terms of the Ravens and Lions, I'm with you. The Ravens was a worse loss for me. If you're the Lions, you can talk yourself into, we got a lot of experience. We're 1 year away. If you're the Ravens, this was supposed to be the year. Your offense was clicking. You were blowing out the Eagles. It didn't really matter.
Defense was there as well, supporting the offense.
It was there for the playoff game, too. You only gave up 17 points, and I think that's kind of the worst thing about it. It's, yes, Mahomes looked good, but they weren't doing anything crazy other than finding ways to get Kelsey open. And Kelsey's just so good at sitting in that zone, too. He'll pick you apart that way, which another thing you can maybe pick apart why they're running so much zone there, especially towards the end when you know Kelsey's a threat. And then offensively, explain it to me. Maybe you saw something, but the game plan, like you said,
Mhm.
You just kept seeing Lamar drop back in the pocket over and over and over again, and especially early on, it didn't look like he really had it. I don't know if he was just playing into what had been the scrutiny of people. Maybe it was in the back of his head is like, man, all I use is my legs. I
Right.
can't throw it. Maybe it was just the play calling, but I couldn't fathom why they were so hesitant to run the ball. They were only down 2 scores at most.
Right. I mean, I think it was, but I would definitely believe it's definitely an unconscious thing because it definitely is a trigger for him to always constantly hear that or constantly see it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't watch a lot of news. He doesn't read a lot of news articles about when they're going to win Super Bowl or when they're going to get out the first round of the playoffs, right?
Mhm.
But as a player, it does kind of sneak in every now and then, and you don't really know it's there affecting you.
Especially today. It's social media is everywhere.
Yeah, with social media too, also in your face. Like I grew up where I just had the TV and websites, which if I was on a computer, I was sending emails and then turning it off. And if I was watching TV, I was watching a movie and I watched an ESPN highlights of games, and then I would turn the channel. I wasn't going to listen to when I saw Green Bay pop on the screen and they were started talking about Green Bay, off or change the channel. I'm not going to let that get even seep into my head. And when I'll go to the locker room chat and after practices, and I'll have the local reporters put the mic in my face and, hey, Ahman, did you hear about this? And, your last game that people were saying that. I'm like, no, I didn't even know. But hey, it's football. Sometimes you're going to have a bad game. Linebackers punch the ball out. I will go into my routine talk about if I had a bad game, if I had a fumble, and what I'm going to do to get better. I'm going to just focus a little bit harder in practice this week. Make sure my teammates, ask my linebackers to punch the ball out a little bit, get more aggressive to help me get better for Sunday. And that'll be the end of that conversation because I don't want it to linger in my head and then create something that's not there. And so I was always very mindful of knowing what the media was saying and not saying, making sure I didn't know about it. And then if I knew about it, I didn't care about it because it doesn't affect, I can't let it affect me on the football field because that is my workplace. And if I let words that is a narrative from somebody else control me and make my brain think something that I'm not capable of doing, then I let that win. So I was like, no, I can't let stuff like that win. Them outside voices come in my brain while I need to focus and be a professional running back and do my job.
Yeah, and it's again, I just couldn't understand it. Maybe it was a little bit in the back of his head, but yeah, you didn't really see him use his legs at all, other than the throw to himself, which was awesome. That
was great. I saw that and I was like, it would be awesome. Obviously, we get this win, and that's going to be one play that the commentators, people will flash back and say, along with the victory that the Ravens got here, Lamar Jackson literally was just about to do anything where he throws the ball, gets tipped, and he catches it, gets about 9 yards from it, almost gets a first down conversion. But again, in sports, right, there's winners, there's losers, and it's a learning experience here. Lamar could go back and watch this film and say to himself if it was something going on mentally. He could call himself out to himself. He could do this in the privacy of his own home, and that'll help him get better because it's sports. It's at a high level. Everybody's judging every team, every player. They're crowning people the GOATs before they've even had a cup of coffee in a professional league. Football, baseball, basketball.
What is it with Purdy where people are so hesitant? It seems like when we have the next young greatest thing, we want to reward them early, like you were saying. With Brock Purdy, it's been the opposite. People are resisting so much on this kid. And I get he has a good roster around him. But I've kind of been surprised by the amount of pushback. Here he is again heading to another Super Bowl, and you're still hearing some of those conversations about this guy being a game manager.
Yeah, great. First off, great question, Harrison. Great question. Because it's great because you're challenging the narrative of everyone else. Because I see a young man. He was, I think, even John. I saw a clip that John Lynch said to him, "Oh yeah, you are Mr. Irrelevant, and we've picked you up for you're going to be on the 49 roster." When they drafted him way back in 2019, or I'm not sure, 2020, 2019, or something like that. 2020. So he's not the. I would say this about 10 years ago for sure. He's not the prototypical, right? He's not tall. He's a little squatty. In terms of quarterback, he doesn't have, I go even further back, the golden locks and all that thing. You used to hear how they describe quarterbacks. And so now the only thing he probably don't fit the mold of is his status where he got drafted. That's about it to me. I mean, because a winner's a winner. I went down this road with defending Tim Tebow from time to time because people were on him. And I'm like, wait a minute. This is a 2-time national title champion. 2-time, I believe, Heisman Trophy winner. Correct me if I'm wrong. And for Tim Tebow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 2-time talent champion, 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. You know, we can look it up. I know one for sure. Let's just say that one for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
And all the still criticism that he got, and I'm like, I just didn't, I didn't see where it came from. Maybe because they try to say, oh, he's acting too, the son of God and all this stuff. And they're like, man, this is religion. That's something he grew up on. You can't crucify him literally for believing in something that his family grew up on. But as a quarterback, then
3 titles, 3 Heisman Awards.
Exactly. And also, you want to pick apart his throwing mechanics. Oh, his throwing mechanics. I was like, is he completing the passes? Yes. To the right team? Yes. So you're just creating problems. So the same thing with here is Brock Purdy is literally doing everything his Kyle Shanahan is coaching him up on, or whoever his quarterback coach may be. We know Kyle's calling plays. So between them two, that's what Brock always, and that makes it easy for Brock to focus because everybody's against him. So when you have that as an athlete, it's so easy to focus and to continue to play better, to prove everything and everybody wrong. That what happened to me in 1998 when I fell. A lot of people don't realize I fell to the 3rd round, but I ran a 4.140. I was coming on a national title team. Everything said, okay, this kid should go late 1st round, early 2nd round. But for whatever reason, I fell to the 3rd round. And I had this big chip on my shoulder going into Seattle saying, you know what? There were 31 teams that passed on me 2 times, 3 times. And when I get a chance to play against them guys with a ball in my hand, they're going to feel it. It's going to be the players, unfortunately, not the people upstairs that actually made the decisions to make the draft pick. So, unfortunately, the defender is going to have to deal with me. And that's the same. I'm not saying that maybe Brock is thinking that way, but I hope he is because everybody has their 2 cents to throw in. Why is it Purdy? Like I said, he's not well over 6. He might just be right at 6 foot tall, right? But he's accurate, right? In cleats. He's accurate, and he's been winning. That means he's been paying attention to his coaching. That means he's coachable. For the last 3 seasons, he has basically listened to everything and took everything from Shanahan and converted that into the awesome gameplay. Obviously, when he's hurt. He was out when he got hit in the Super Bowl, elbow or the NFC. No, the Super Bowl against Philly last year. Oh no, the NFC Championship game. Sorry, it was NFC Championship. Yep. It was an NFC Championship game when he got the elbow injury. Other than that, when he's on par, and he in this season he had his little down games that they lost when he threw some interceptions. Kind of people started to figure him out, but then what did he do? He just kept playing, and he adjusted to those teams adjusting to him, and that was the sign for me. He's the real deal because most players, when they come on the scene, don't matter the position. I'll say more and more the offensive skill position, running back, wide receiver, quarterback, they come on the scene tight end as well, and then boom, they're game busters. 100 yards here, or 3 touchdowns there, or whatever. And then a few weeks go by, and then you don't hear nothing. They get figured out. The defenses, the defensive coordinators, the linebackers, the safeties, the D linemen, they all, we got him now. We know his gameplay. We know his favorite things to do. But then when that happened to Purdy, when he had a couple bad games, what happened? He came right back at him, and he's now putting up the numbers that he was putting up at the beginning of the season last year and still doing at a high level. So that's the part where people need to stop. I mean, this kid has done it. And if they, for me, this is where, being, I'm a member of the media, but I'm not that member of the media. I'm going to continue to kind of nitpick at people. Hey, when a winner is winning, can't hate the player, hate the game. Cannot hate the player, hate the game.
Especially when they're winning at that high of a clip.
Exactly.
This is what he needed to prove to me. He's done it already. I wanted to see it again. I was like, what do you do in another playoff run? I thought last run was great. Yeah. But obviously we've seen it before, like Nick Foles when he won the Super Bowl. Foles didn't continue that same kind of career arc. It was just a really good run at a perfect time.
Right.
But, I mean, it's a Super Bowl again. They're heading there. He's had 2 game-winning drives alone throughout these playoffs. But unfortunately, I think for Brock Purdy, he's just going to have to win the Super Bowl for that conversation.
Yeah, for them to stop. Yeah.
Kind of like
Go
Brady.
ahead, dude. That's okay. I'm a 49ers fan anyway, so I'm like, thank you, Purdy. I could go get some new 49ers gear. Thank you.
Well, that being said, maybe we'll have to talk about that. Chiefs and 49ers next. Just early thoughts. We won't give our pick, but maybe some of the things we're thinking early on as that's what's going to take place. Super Bowl Sunday. But we'll take one more break here on the Ahman Green Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
February is National Pet Dental Health Month. At Parkview Animal Hospital, their skilled doctors and staff can help identify and treat a wide range of dental issues. If your pet is showing signs of bad breath, abnormal chewing or drooling, reduced appetite, or refusal to eat, now is a great time to speak to a member of their team and help get your pet back on track to a healthy lifestyle. Call Parkview Animal Hospital today at 402-423-6939 to learn more about their discounts on dental cleanings, procedures, and hygiene products.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Hey, Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. We have great Valentine's gifts in store now. And if you spend $99, we'll throw in a free bouquet of a dozen roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905 in Lincoln and Grand Island. Online at sartorheyman.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
This is Brad with Midwest Bank, proudly serving our Nebraska communities for over 70 years. We're a community bank, making local decisions, supporting local organizations, and helping local businesses and farms succeed. We are dedicated to serving our clients and helping them meet their financial needs with sound, innovative banking solutions. From an array of checking and deposit accounts, cash management services, to small business, real estate, and ag lending. We're here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com. Member FDIC.
Why are New Year's resolutions always about getting to the gym more or dieting? We fail ourselves before the first month of the year is already over. Why not resolve to eat better, tastier foods in 2024? Look no further than Fuhrer's cheese spread. Stop eating your apples, vegetables, crackers, and chips plain. Give them some flavor. Fuhrer's cheese spread awakens your taste buds. Now that's how you start a new year. Find your container of Fuhrer's cheese spread today at your local grocery store.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
If your home isn't delivering the year-round comfort you expect, call the experts at Bryant. Warm and cool, comfort and confidence. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Call 467-1111.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Today's agenda includes office meetings this morning, followed by a client lunch, then back to the office for another meeting, and ending the day with a presentation at a client's office. When you are on the go, you need an office phone that goes with you. At Hamilton, our business phone systems make it easy to sync your office phone features to your cell phone for quick and seamless call handling, no matter where you work. If your current office phone can't do this, you need better. Hire your local experts. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is the Ahman Green Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Doors Plus.
All right, welcome back into the Ahman Green Show, brought to you by Doors Plus. Shout out to them for sponsoring the Ahman Green Show. And as always, last second comments, 402-464-5685. You can let us know who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl. But Ahman Green, initial storylines heading into this one. You've obviously got the Kansas City Chiefs with a strong fan base that has a big chunk of the music industry supporting them as well, versus what has been a team that's been just pretty consistent, favored earlier in the season, had a little bit of weakness as we talked about with Brock Purdy, but has looked pretty solid, and he's had a couple of game-winning drives here. Looking into this game, what do you think is going to be kind of some of the key results we're seeing here? In terms of Kansas City Chiefs, Isaiah Pacheco has been really cooking for those guys. As far as the 49ers, the defense has surprisingly not been as good throughout these playoffs.
Yeah, they started slow as a team in general. So right now, I say 49ers start fast. You got to start fast, because if you don't, Kansas City has the experience, has the advantage, because it's been 4 years since the 49ers have been back in the Super Bowl. And that 4 years ago was them losing to these Chiefs almost verbatim, other than a few running back changes in the backfield and defensive changes as well in Miami. So right now, start fast. And not saying you got to start fast scoring points, but be solid. Be that defense, be that offense that you put together. Maybe not come away with points on the first drive if you get the kickoff that start off the Super Bowl, but you have a 6 to 8 play drive where you get into your territory and then potentially have a chance to make a field goal, if not, or kick a field goal, if not punt it. But then that's okay. You make sure you got those 6 to 8 plays going. That's what it takes for our offense to get in rhythm. Then on defense too, that first drive for Kansas City, give them nothing. Make sure you're stout, you're in your face, don't make mistakes, have longer cleats, because this was a problem in the Super Bowl last year in Arizona. We were just watching a clip on SportsCenter how every Philadelphia Eagle, a few Chiefs slipping and falling because they don't use screw-ins. Get the screw-in stocked up today. Today's Monday. Don't wait till game day. Get all the 7-inch, get the 7 screws in, the 7 stud screw in. Gotta go, if they gotta go 1/2 inch, 3/4, 5/8, get them in now. We're playing on an indoor stadium in another city similar to Arizona, where the field can become slippery because it might get some humidity going on or whatever. Get that problem fixed right now, so it's not a problem for anybody on the defense or the offense, running or catch the ball. So get that out of the way. Start fast for the 49ers, because Kansas City, Pat Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, that offense, that defensive line, the defenders for them Chiefs, a lot of those players, I would say, due to turnover, attrition of players coming in and out, probably 85% of that roster is the same roster that was there 4 years ago. So those players and the coaching staff pretty much is there too. Yeah. Probably 90% of that coaching staff. So they already have the experience over them of being at the Super Bowl multiple times since that last meeting. And so right there, they have the mental advantage to come in that gameplay to say, hey, we know what it feels like to get down and behind 10 points, 14 points, and we know how to fight back because we've done it before, or we know how to keep the game even. So make sure they keep them at bay in terms of that, but make sure for Kansas City, that's going to be their their mindset going to that game against this 49er team.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm definitely going to be intrigued on how does that 49ers offensive line handle that Chiefs defense. They've been really creative, really great in these playoffs in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we saw them shut down the Ravens to 7. A couple plays in there as well as Zay Flowers' unfortunate fumble there. But nonetheless, would have gave them 14 points max. It's going to be interesting. Can they keep Brock Purdy protected and, like you said, be able to get that first start?
Yeah.
Or is that Chiefs defense going to be overbearing right away and allow them to get a lead? But that's going to be it for us. We'll talk more Super Bowl as the week goes on. That's Ahman Green. Good morning, Pierce Snell for the Dump Funds Hour.
Have a good night.
We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right.